I'm not the mayor, and I'm not the city council board. And also, I'm a resident of the city, and I can say something about it. It ain't good. They working on it. They working on it. It ain't as bad as it once was. And I got a buddy that also goes out in the community in them encampments and try to enlighten them people to go stay in the house, get out the bushes, and get in an apartment or get into a shelter. Or the dude I grew up with, he's one of the guys I know that's out there. I mean, me personally, I ain't gonna be able to do it because I lost a homeboy to some homeless. One of my OG homies got murdered uh, downtown Los Angeles a year or so ago, and he
It's
was
rough
down.
down there. It's
Yeah, he
rough.
was down there helping the homeless. And he come from the hood of the G homie from the set, and he was down there running them. I think he was running showers, and they had the showers that they bring with the 18 wheelers. They drop them off, and then them go up there and do the showers, and then they got the commodes and stuff. So I think the guy, one of the guys, defecated inside of the shower, and he like, bro, what you doing, man? You got to clean that up, man. You know what I'm saying? Dude, there was some words exchanged later on in the day. From my understanding, my understanding is correct. The homie was still commanding, running the operation. That dude slept up on him and popped him in the back of the head and murdered him. So
With a gun?
nah, with a rod, like some old prison type shit. From my understanding, and I don't mean to say that because my homie got kids and he got a brother and stuff like that and family. So I'm just giving you the version that I got. That was tough.
Yeah,
So
but that's
I
crazy. A man down there devoting his time, man, and lose his life like that. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. In my ins and outs of the beach, especially I go to them fast food restaurants. A lot of them people don't ask for food, bro. They asking for bread. You know what I'm saying? Then they get aggressive about the bread. So I ain't gonna lie. I had to punch a few of them out. I'm keeping it real. I don't play with them. When you come into my car, asking for nothing. And I don't care what.
Hey,
I don't care what.
matter of fact,
I don't care none of
I,
that.
I think this could have been a year or so ago.
Beating up the homeless, man?
And you was on the I think you was on the phone with me. You was going to the ATM or something. I think it was nighttime and
Oh,
yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Well, okay, it's not my story to tell, so go ahead, man.
We were on this street and this street.
No,
But you know what the
no,
thing
but
is?
what I'm saying, why I'm saying that about that, I know they need help. I don't help them by giving them no money. If someone asks me for some food, I got you on the bread. And it's about how you approach me. You got where I come from? You just can't run up on me and say, hey, if I don't give you no money, you start, posting up and posturing like you got something. You want to do something to me. They doing it to me, they'll do it to a woman. They'll do a woman with kids. You understand me? You trying to bully me out the panhandle became a hustle. So I kind of ain't got that much sympathy for them like
Right.
others is. And I know one thing when I was with my ex, trying to sell this condo, the people who come to look at the condo and the homeless was on the corner. So when the realtor would come through to buy it to show the people the house, shit, they just kept on going past because the homeless on the corner. See, people always ask, don't do this, don't be like this to the homeless. Well, check this out. Why y'all don't ever bring them to your house? They'll come sleep in your house for those who are advocating for the homeless. They'll come sleep in your house. They'll come lay in your bathtub. Y'all where I'm coming from?
I gotta say, I agree with you 100% because
Sorry, but
don't get me wrong. I do advocate for the homeless, for helping the homeless out, right? But some of them people are very rude. I'm gonna tell you something I did one day. I'm gonna tell you a story. I saw a dude that was outside homeless. He laid up, man, doing his thing. He told me he had a sign that said he was hungry. So I went in there, bought him a sandwich, dog. Bought him a sandwich, bought him a couple big waters, a bunch of chips and I gave it to him. He looked at it and said, man, I don't eat pork, motherfucker. And he threw it in the motherfucking trash.
That sounds about right.
Shit had me mad than a motherfucker,
more
right?
shit than about me.
Then I had another incident, right, to where I looked out for a dude, man. There was a dude out there one time, man. Brother gave the dude $50, right?
You gave him $50 cash?
He gave him $50, right? You know what the motherfucker turned around and told to me? He said, man, that bankroll guy, you could at least gave a nigga $250, old cheap motherfucker. Ever since then, dog, I've still helped people, man, but I do that shit through love. If I got to donate some blankets to somebody or to donate some socks and shit like that, I go down to the 99-cent store and buy some shit and give those to those people. But God bless those people that do work with the homeless because a lot of them motherfuckers is rude, dog, and it's the reason why they ass is outside.
Well, see, when you look at homeless people, we all, growing up as a kid, I grew up in California, Compton, Los Angeles. You go downtown, they there. But the thing has changed now. When I was a kid and we go downtown to go shopping and stuff like you see homeless, they really like homeless, like damn. But now it's something to where they just don't want to respect people's space and property. They could have been put out. They could have had a falling out with their family because they don't want to work, they don't want to do nothing, and that's how they became homeless. Not necessarily because it's a mental thing or they
mental,
just
it's mental.
fell on hard times. But some people just don't want to abide by the rules. I remember they had this segment on the beach about 2 summers ago, Venice Beach, and people was like, you know what? Hey, we live here for free. We don't have to worry about this. We don't have to worry about. It's like,
Responsibilities.
how you right? It's like, how can you get comfortable living like that?
Man, it's a whole bunch of people. I saw some on some that's going out past Victorville. This one of them little desert towns. They got a desert town where it's a bunch of it's a bunch of tents, a bunch of mobile homes, and just motherfuckers that got tired of just living by society's rules, dog. They got tired of paying taxes.
That's what I'm saying.
They got tired. They pretty much
Right.
dropped off the grid.
Yeah,
dog.
and see, you starting to think when you drive up, in the LA area, Figueroa, you see all these RVs and mobile homes, and you see all these. It's like, if you're home, how did you attain that? How did you get that? Because if it's one mobile home, but they got rows of them, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mobile homes, and then
you go downtown, not to cut you guys off, but when I used to go buy all my supplies from my Sash and my Fat Wonka products, and when you leave downtown Los Angeles Street and you come down, there's one street that looks like what do you call that? The Walking Dead. It's fucking crazy. It stinks.
Yeah.
You roll up your window, turn off your air conditioner because it looks like you're gonna catch it. Especially through Corona time, you're like, oh shit. People pooping on the side of the road. And if you're a little late when you're leaving and you drive by that police station there, you have to
left hand side.
they're all coming through like all against your car and shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
like sleep stack.
It looks crazy, but I know a lot of homeless because I'm a rap producer, so I think people got to stop rapping. These new dudes got to stop rapping because that's what happens. I'm just joking.
oh shoot,
But anyways,
So my question to you
Look at me.
is everybody. Is it serious or is it something that they choose to be in?
I'm thinking today, a lot of them are making money. My sons told me one time, my little sons, they used to go with their grandmother and hit the street, and they'd always see this one bum dude, and my mom would give him a couple bucks, or my son handed it to him on the street corner, And then one time I was doing it, I was with my sons. They go, "Nah, don't give that fucking guy nothing." I said, "Where?" They go, "We saw him walk over. He lives in an apartment down the street." You know what I'm saying?
So it's basically a hustle.
Depending on his hustle, I believe him because, I just finish. You know what I do for a living.
Yeah, right.
My company, right? One of my companies. So I'm driving to LAX, right? Whatever, and there was his brother, and then there was a white dude, and then there was his paisa, right? He wasn't even a paisa, but he might have been. He might have been, right? So three of them like in the side, like I think it was like Alpha of Aviation, where they got that new blue line they for the had coming into LAX. So they like up under the little spot right here. It's like three of them. So I'm pushing. I got this dude from Florida in the car. I'm in the Suburban. So I'm pushing. I picked him up and shit, right? And he was like, "Yeah, Joe, this blah, 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 blah." So we talking. And I knew this dude because every time I go to the airport, he was always run between the cars. Mm-hmm. But they all want one thing about these guys. They never all be out at the same time. Mm-hmm. There'd be one be there working for a couple hours. Exactly.
Homeless shift.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, and he's like, "Man, Joe, you got any change on you?" We had stopped at the light. And the dude, he see me, he know my truck, so he know my face in my truck. So I see me, I just nod, and I ain't never gave him a dime. So I was like, I'd be asking him to throw me something. You understand me? You look out for me, hit your boy with something, throw a boy some money, right? So my guy in the back, he goes, "Hey, Joe, see if he got change for a 50. So I told dude, don't give this nigga nothing, man. Don't give him nothing, bro. Man, this dude go in his pocket. I said, "Me got change you got change for a 50? He's like, "Yeah, I do. Hold up." And he went in his pocket. He had a gang of ones. No, then he put them back. And then he had the gang of 5. He had it broke down 5.
Like stripper money.
Yeah. That boy had a knot on it. And so the dude looking, he said, man, keep driving. Just keep driving, keep driving. I said, watch out, bro. Hit the gas, smashed off, right? This dude had, man, dog, he had about, this on the eye, because, from snatching, they were small denomination. So I say he had about these $2,000 on him.
You think about it, man. You stand in that place, all these cars
I was
coming
gonna
by.
tell you, like, I live in a cool area, like Eiht. We live in a cool area, and I go through the drive-through because I'm skinny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I start seeing this bum, and there's no place to be a bum in this area, you know?
Right.
And so I said, so I bought him a couple bean burritos real quick and just gave it to him, But then every fucking week I go, and that
He's
same
there.
dude, that's his job. I'm like, nah, I ain't ever giving this dude nothing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Running up the spot.
He'd probably be here on time before me, though.
For real.
I'm on
Hey,
Mexican time still.
You know what they just said, man? Brian, shout out to our producer, Brian. He just sent me this, man. Somebody in one of them homeless encampments done installed a big screen projector inside they shit, like a big screen
Oh, he
TV.
built a 2-story, and I saw a jacuzzi in downtown. You saw that? It was on the news.
Yeah, I think.
Are you serious? A nigga got a jacuzzi in his home?
Jacuzzi,
Yeah,
bed,
That's what I'm saying. This
air
motherfuckers-
conditioning,
and this not
and
all
a
of
second
them.
story.
Yeah.
And that's my question I asked earlier. When you look at all these RVs and all, how do they obtain that stuff?
Man, these motherfuckers just living off the grid, dog. They getting the check. I'm gonna tell
Or
you.
they had money and went broke.
But can I say something right quick before you go on? I'm gonna just listen to you still. Check this out. We got to look at what we're dealing with, right? We don't know those people. We don't know if they, you know what I'm saying? They can't ability to kill. We don't know if they're infected with something. They live in cowboy style, raw like rebels. You got what I'm saying? They out in the streets for real, not for play. So I don't know. I don't have the kind of time to be trying to figure out who the nigga is. When I'm at the gas station and left not coming from work. You know where I'm coming from? I don't got to figure out, hey, brother, don't holler at me about nothing. At 1 in the morning, 10 o'clock at night, don't holler at me about nothing. I don't know you. Back up, I'm going to do something to you right off the dribble. Because anything at that time of night, you shouldn't be talking to me.
You in danger. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to defensive, and I'm ready to do what we got to do. You feel me? And I hate to be like that, but that's where we at. When we at the situation where at a point where there people have, no matter what ethnicity or gender they are, we didn't enable these people.
Right.
We give them money, and they like you said, dude keep coming to, he got a gold mine. He making tax-free money out there hustling. Everybody gonna get more than $1.
Tax-free money and getting fed like a motherfucker.
And
getting fed like a motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? Food every day. Someone feels bad.
Right. So I don't know. Yeah. So if you trip on me in the gas station where I live at, down the street up the way, the women be pumping gas and they be running up to the car, be like, "Hey, give me some money." Let's get the hell out these women.
We should get to another topic because I'm gonna tell you. Newsom said they spent over $100 million on the homeless in downtown.
100 million what?
Some crazy amount of money.
That's a hustle, dog.
They took all that money and pocketed. But if you go downtown, man, it looks like a war zone. It looks worse than Iraq. It looks worse than.
It's bad.
It looks like the Russia.
It's very scary, man.
You need a tractor to pick up all that trash.
Yeah, you going to dig up the street and repave it down there so bad. He talking about Julian and 7th and all down back over there.
Man,
it's horrible down.
When you drive downtown and you get off the exit
down by Alameda,
man, it looks like
it's vicious over there. Because some of those buildings they have after hours in them, right? And then y'all just work the after hours. You know what I'm saying? So the homeless will move out there. You kick the homeless out. They'll move their little stuff down the road so you can use the warehouse and do your thing.
It smells like
you had to water that whole thing. That's a whole process, man. So yeah, it's bad, man. So I don't know, man. You just can't trust them, man. And you don't hope they don't do nothing dangerous. They in Long Beach they end up stabbing a couple people and kill somebody.
I'm gonna tell you, they're dangerous. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me one day, dog. So. This is a while ago. This is when I had this other truck. I had another truck, right? That was just sitting. I hadn't drove it in a while. It was just, kind of sitting in my driveway, right? Somehow my son had wound up going to go get something from out of there he needed from out the back of it, and he left the key in the door. On the door. So I guess it was in there all day or whatever. So I guess some motherfucker took the motherfucker and went joyriding or whatever. probably a homeless dude, because he parked it 2 miles from our house. Because, I got your own stars on there, right? Where you can tell what it, is at, right? So I go over there and pick it up. I guess, dude, he don't laid a blanket in the bed of the motherfucker in the back of it,
Housed
right?
it out.
Laid a blanket back there,
Like
had a whole
county
bunch of
jail
little snacks.
cell.
Had a bunch of little snacks in this motherfucker, like it's his car. And there was a little bag in that motherfucker. This nigga had a taser and a 22 in that motherfucker. So I'm thinking, let's say I'd have woke up at night and caught this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I would have wound up getting into a shootout probably with this motherfucker. Or probably could have got shot, just not thinking, just on the humble. Going out there and walk outside, get smoked, get tasered, and beat the up or something.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. We wouldn't be on this podcast right now.
Hell no, but I'm going to tell you, man, it's not all of them, and I don't want nobody to think that we just saying homeless people. But, man, a lot of them motherfuckers is dangerous and rude, and it's a reason why they're in the situation.
Over aggressive.
Well, I think people, the listeners and the viewers, they have had encounters with them as well, so they know what we're talking about is not far from the truth.
You know what I thought about this? This podcast goes out to different states and different countries. So we're talking about the Los Angeles, Riverside, San Bernardino area of Southern California, where there's so much of aggressive panhandlers. Certain areas of these 3 different counties.
Right.
Because I don't think it's that bad in other states.
I mean, it could be.
There's a lot of places
bad everywhere.
But I'm saying this a homeless shelter place to live. Sun all damn day.
I'll tell you something crazy. Not my family, but my girl's family. You know what I'm saying? No, there's some people in there. A couple of their cousins went crazy on drugs before, and now he's like not to talk bad on the dude, but he's a professional bum. He travels. Like they end up in Oregon, they end up in Texas. Right now, I think he was in Florida.
He was on the railroad.
They follow that in
the hobo style.
There's some crazy stuff, man, where there's a whole homeless encampment that travel all this because they know the different weathers of the different seasons.
Yeah, you know when to go, when to go.
Just jump on the back of a train for real?
I don't know.
They do the train. My father worked for the railroad for like 38 years. And I didn't understand why they had.
Oh, so you're rich? No,
man. I wouldn't be on this podcast if I had some money. But the fact of that the homeless or the hobos, they would travel on the ship. I mean, on the train, and before they got into the yard, they would jump up because they know they will get sweated. So they knew they should ride the way. But the engineers would know. Look up there, there's somebody on the train. They would ride the train out. That's how they would do it, ride it. They would jump off. And then also they would try to break inside of there, see what's up in them cargoes, what they can come up on. So,
it's just like a hustle.
They just really, man. I'm gonna tell you something. That puts a tremendous strain on the system because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of them people getting checks too.
I'm sure everybody getting a check but me.
But that's what I'm saying. When you think about it, dog, it's like,
oh yeah, okay.
When you think about the premise of just being the average citizen in the United States today, you almost feel like a sucker getting up every morning and going to work. I'm talking about the average person. You know, the average person in this country the average household in this country makes $30,000 a year, I believe. Last time I checked, that was the average, right?
How they pay rent?
But that's what I'm saying. That's not much money. But you think about it, though, that's a person that's doing the right thing, right? They
like
go to
me.
Work. Yeah, they go to work, probably got a wife that work. You know what I'm saying? So they both contribute to the household, right? But they still can't hardly pay their bills yet. You got another motherfucker that's getting
free money.
Free money. He getting a motherfucking check.
Medical.
They getting better medical than we do. My wife is in education, right? They be trying to give us the generic. I look at the people that's on the motherfucking, what's it called? The
Medi-Cal.
Medi-Cal and shit. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that because people so sensitive nowadays, they get mad at the truth.
Yeah.
But they get the motherfucking best medicine.
Different HMOs.
They get their choice of shit. They get the motherfucking, they get, for every kid they got, they getting some stamps and WIC and all that shit. Man, my wife used to have to go do home visits. She walk up in some of them projects, man, motherfucking house smell like food when they come in there, 2 or 3 new cars in the driveway.
Oh, yeah.
And then in that situations for that Section 8, you figure they got Section 8, so they probably only paying $100 a month or $50 a month or something like that. Think about it.
Must be nice.
They live in ghetto fabulous. You gotta look at it. If you the motherfucker making $30,000 a year and struggling and you doing the right thing, you ain't hopped no gates, you ain't sold no drugs, You think about it, it's a broad right now that got motherfucking that's on Section 8. She got about 8 kids.
Ooh.
Different
And
daddies.
that motherfucker, I ain't even get to the different daddy
Well,
part.
different child support.
But they getting money for each kid, right? Getting money for each kid. Girl, you get your stamps today? Hell yeah, I got mine, I'm paid. They going to go do that. They sit up and smoke weed all day.
Nails done.
They get their nails, they get hair done. They in that motherfucker licking on each other and all kind of shit with the homegirl. I'm just being real now, dog. And I'm going to tell you.
But that's free, though.
And they got a motherfucker. And they got their baby daddy or one of the baby daddies that stay with their ass, dog. And guess what they doing?
I don't know what's wrong
Them
with
niggas
you
are selling weed, hustling on the side. So think about it now. They staying in a pretty decent place for about $100 a month.
Yep.
The girl getting about $3,000 or $4,000 in aid. That nigga hustling up about $2,000
Let
from
me
this
give a
little
notification real
weed
quick.
thing.
Not to cut you off, but if you see steel in your neighborhood, just shut your curtains, man. That's who's been watching you lick yourselves.
No, but I'm just being real about
Counting your money.
I'm being real about the average motherfucker.
Calling Section 8 on your baby
I'm being
daddy.
real about the average young people nowadays, dog.
That's you got you
That is going on
you
forever,
speaking
though.
facts right there
That's
because
what it is. But you think about it. These motherfuckers in some cases might be bringing 7,000 to 10,000 racks in that motherfucker. 3,000 or 4,000
what?
of it tax free.
Hold on. I'm going to come at a different way. You guys keep doing that. What we need to do is start voting right and don't send no goddamn money overseas. We need it here so we don't have these problems. Just being honest. We were crying about American citizens, but we're sending $1 trillion across fake ass stuff. You know,
I'd rather be able to get it, but
and now
it's
I want a receipt book. Give us what you spent this on. I really want to know. I want to see what they spend their money that we spent $1 billion
being a
on.
common man
He
is
said
fucked
you want to see
It
the
is.
paperwork for the
It
audit.
is.
We want to see
I
the
mean,
audit.
Common
You
man
know
is
what I mean?
fucked up. Being an honest common man
But that ain't
is
hurting
almost
us.
the hardest thing.
Overseas is hurting us, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't
Overseas
have
hurting
no
us.
clue why we sending all that money to Ukraine. What the fuck did that have to do with over here?
But look at this. You ever seen the movie The Bronx Tale?
Yeah, the Bronx Tale, yeah.
Didn't homeboy tell dude his dad? He said the working man is a fool.
Yeah.
That goes back to what you
It
saying.
is like if you're the working class man, and I'm not talking about you own your own business, fine, but you work hard, you bust your ass for what you got, right?
Right.
You bust your ass, Junior, for what you got. You bust your ass for what you got. I bust my ass for what I got. I don't have the luxury of having a regular job no more. I held on to my regular job for years because I knew I wasn't gonna be no broke mother.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna be no broke mother. It wasn't
So
until
you stopped doing that?
nigga, I went on leave. I didn't never quit my.
Oh,
I'm not no
about to say,
fucking fool.
I thought you still was working.
No, not no more. But the thing is, the average mother.
That out.
No, check this out. No, I'm cool with that because niggas need to know. See, you had other people that think, oh, he got all this money. That it's because I work hard, nigga. I bust my ass.
Hey, we talking at 2, 3 in the morning
Yeah, that nigga with the
about
that nigga got a job.
beats and all kind of stuff. And I'll tell you guys something. I don't want to talk about money. I don't ever brag about nothing. But I'll tell you this: I do really good. And back what you're saying, I got people that don't do half what I'm doing, and they're always going to get a procedure. You know, they're at the hospital. They're doing the. I can't even get right now. I don't got medical because my medical went up to like $3,000-$4,000 was Kaiser. I was like, man,
Damn.
and that's just
What Kaiser?
that just crazy amount of money. And if I go to the doctor, I went to a doctor during COVID, and ended up just for an IV, it costed me $6,000. You know, so I know what I'm saying. He's right on what he's saying, but it's just so that's what happens, man. You make a certain amount of money, and you make good enough money where you're doing great, you got what you want, but medical is crazy.
I'm gonna explain something to you, man. What the average person's problem is in this country, right? I've always made enough money for a while now, in theory, on Gangster Chronicles, where this was my only income, we would be straight, right? But I desire more. I want to retire a certain way. I don't want to be. I refuse to be the old mother 70 years old. Not that there's nothing wrong with that, but I refuse to be the 70-year-old nigga that don't did all this fly shit in life. Then at the end of the thing, you got to go stand up there and look at mother receipts. That's not gonna be me. So my thing was always this: it's 24 hours in a day, and you sleeping 5 to 8 of them motherfuckers, right? The rest of them hours, you need to be thinking that you a hustler. I don't give a y'all laughing at the motherfucker that pick up cans, but this motherfucker do cans to get in a $10,000 a month business. They just realize I'm going to go do what the fuck I need to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something about my father. My wife Mexican. A lot of people don't know this. My wife's father, dude, man, don't speak a lick of English. Man made millions of dollars for pallets. They used to laugh at my wife going to school. Her father pick her up in that little truck with them pallets and in the back of it. Friends kikiing and laughing at her.
My family, my family bought a lot of things with pallets. We used to collect them all the time.
They made a lot of money. So it's like this. I hear, especially y'all people find me, they sit up there and get mad and eyeball other motherfuckers. Oh, that nigga getting money doing this. You could do the same. Get off your ass and go to work. Stop looking at what I got and worried about where I live at or what I'm doing, how I'm dressing, what kind of pants or shoes I'm wearing, and get off your ass and go get your own.
Okay, well, hold up. I got you on that, but them pants you had on today.
Hey, dog, hey.
It wasn't about that, but dog, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, dog. I agree with you, though. You can't be, you need to go out there and work, man. And you know, I guess you got to be trained to work. Like, you got to be raised to work. Like your parents or your auntie or uncle, or if you got to be influenced to work. You've been around people that work. They like, I got to go home. I got to go to work, and it rubs off. Oh, okay, everybody else got a job. I need to go get a job too and give me some business.
And laziness wears off too.
Yeah,
I've seen generations of lazy families and lazy people, and it's facts. It's people don't want to talk about that, but
you know, you think when you look at a lazy person, they have to work twice as hard than a person who's not lazy because, number one, they got to work over getting over that laziness. Then you got to work at the job at hand, as opposed to me, a regular person who's not lazy, just get up and do it. Because you hear people, it's like, as opposed to the person who knows like clockwork. You know, like seeing your granddad and your dad or something like that wearing that same khaki suit, getting up early in the morning with that old big heavy ass lunch pail with, you know what I'm saying, every morning.
They don't feel like going to work, and I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Stumble out that door and head towards work.
My stepdaddy, man whose last name I got, Willie Steele, God rest in peace. He's from Tupelo, Mississippi. This man worked every day. Now, he wasn't no lovey-dovey type of daddy the way he go kiss you and do all this, I love you, son. The way he showed your ass he love you by was having them 3 squares a day for your ass, heat in the wintertime, and AC in the motherfucking summertime, and then Christmas, and you know what, check this out. And you know the go in the window. That's the AC we had, you know what I mean?
What's that, a swamp cooler?
he knows the AC. They're driving trains. They were taking the whole thing for the window and everything.
I think that's called a swamp cooler.
So you know, so you got the whole thing right of a man that did that, right? Work. Even when he was off of work, still going around, this nigga could fix anything. Man, my stepdaddy put an engine together on your ass. He fucked around. I looked up in our backyard one time. This dude built a tool shed, built a garage, and all kind of shit. He took the house that we grew up in, dog. It was like dilapidated shit. When he got finished with that motherfucker, it was, it was something. You know what I mean? So I grew up watching hard work, and I grew up watching extremely lazy motherfuckers. I was always a motherfucker that wanted something. I like to get money. So if I could get a paper route, go shovel snow, I was always that nigga in the hood that had like, I shovel people snow $5, $2, whatever you got, 75 cents. I'm shoveling your driveway. I'm delivering newspapers because I want to have shit. I knew my mom and daddy both worked, but when them Jordans and shit first came out and I wanted them motherfuckers, my nigga, guess what I had to go do? I went and hustle for them motherfuckers. A lot of people is lazy nowadays, man.
Well, for him, it was easy to lift snow because he was 7 foot tall.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about you said hustling.
No, but check this out. That led to me later on. Check this out. But then when the 80s came around, that crack started coming, I hit Southern California. I'm out here, I don't have nothing. I come out here to play football, but I don't got nothing right.
There you go.
So I hook up, with a nigga at this guy. He like, oh, how you want to get some money? This is how we doing it. Gave him my first sack. You know what I mean? So the thing is, even then, I understood, and that's a good point.
Weren't we crying about the homeless a minute ago?
No, but that's the thing to come back to it, though, fine. But we young, we out there doing our thing, right?
Yeah.
So I noticed, though,
when
when I was hustling, if a nigga made $1,500 that day, it seemed like that $1,500 was like water. It would just evaporate in my motherfucking pockets. I didn't really have to do nothing to earn it. And plus, I was selling misery to people. I was selling misery. It's always for every action.
So any fast hustle goes quick.
So what you selling people now?
No.
Hope.
What I sell to people now, I don't sell hope. I entertain people with conversation, right? whether they entertained by it or not. I'm not out there doing nothing bad to nobody, thank
No, we
God.
talking about right here about being on the show with this stream when this is streaming. You said you would you selling people misery. Then I see what you're selling people now.
Well, positive thoughts in my stories, and everything like that, and interesting stories from people like you and everything like that.
Chronicles of Gangsters.
Not really. Famby, you just taking the stuff all across.
No, I'm just looking on the wall right there. Say
Let me finish my point because you just talking to be talking now. Let me tell you, right? The thing is this, bro. When you really go out and earn something, you cherish it. So me, I'm very frivolous with money, dog, because what people don't understand, right? When you have a business or businesses, those businesses have to operate whether you're making money from them or not. Regardless of what, or regardless of we don't get no ad revenue or nothing like that, the lights got to be paid and this rent bill got to be paid. On my personal house, the mortgage has to be paid.
Did the air conditioning get paid? Because it's hot as the mother.
No, it did. You the only one that's hot. I get one mother. God, can y'all please stop interrupting me, man, because y'all want to be the jokers today. I can tell these two motherfuckers niggas in class, every time a teacher trying to do something, they got a joke to make.
Okay, well, the bills have to be paid.
Yeah, but you have to. So your life is pretty much what you want it to be, dog. If you want to be a dude that's content doing something, because me, even if I would like to believe, even if I was a nigga making $30,000 a year, I would find a way to be doing some other Uber at night or some other shit to be just, I would be doing some other shit.
You know what, man? What you just said, it hits because you're not prideful. Like you say, anything that's going to line my pocket without taking penitentiary chances. DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, anything like that, it's helping you line your pockets. That way you ain't got to be the dude that's begging, or every time you call somebody, you got a sad story to tell.
He's being a man.
Yeah.
That's what part of being a man is. If you go out, see, I always tell my kids, because the kids always want to be like, I'm grown, right? If you go be an adult, that means you paying your bills. That means you being accountable. So my thing is this now, if you want to sit up and smoke weed all day and you go foot the dime for that shit, I have no problem with it. If you a motherfucker that can manage to pay your bills, you know what I'm saying, be responsible, take care of your family or whatever it is you need to do in life without leaning on the next motherfucker. And if you sit there, I don't got shit to say, that motherfucker in this business, if that's what he do. I knew a motherfucker, my homeboy Jim, rest in peace, his daddy Richard, right? His pops used to come home from that motherfucker where he worked downtown, the warehouse for 30 years. He would come from that motherfucker, take him a pint of Richard's Wild Irish Rose to the head. Just to the head, and would quote the Raven, that poem, The Raven. He would just come home, take that to the head. But you know what? Every morning, you saw that motherfucker walking to the bus stop to get to this thing. And he took care of his son by himself for many years. They found him in his apartment dead one day, right? But I say that to say that nigga, didn't nobody ever clown him because he wasn't a bum. He wasn't a strain on the system. That nigga got up and went to work. So if you can handle your scandal, my nigga, by any means, do your thing. But don't do that if you sitting in your mama's house or you got an old lady that's getting up going to work. You know how many motherfuckers I know they old lady getting up going to work every morning and they sitting up in that motherfucker playing Nintendo like a big ass kids or some shit, playing video games, cussing their homies out online while they playing the video game. We're all going to work all day and you wonder why that bitch leave your ass. Because she's never gonna be able to grow nothing with you. Women like security. If a woman feel like they can't build no with your punk ass, guess what they gonna do? They gonna get the fuck on.
And
No, he just got the old man.
when you look at being mature, being grown, and being a man, it's just certain things you do to take care of yourself or take care of your family because you don't want to be broke.
Well, I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. That's how I ended up making money, was watching my grandfather. With my mom, my dad ended up being a homeless dude when we found him dead, right? But besides that, my mom was a hustler. We lived in cars before, and she started hustling door-to-door produce. And I would go with her. I even started hustling produce with her. And we were the Mexican little mom and little fat boy carrying eggs and stuff on Sunday to all the apartments and all the houses, and she ended up starting her own produce business, and that's how I was in the produce business. And when I did the music, it was so easy. You know what I mean? Like, I would organize 20, 30 people at my office and have it. I was the one recording, doing everything, T-shirts to every shabam, driving us cross country from that same hustle. And with that same hustle, my sons saw me doing all this stuff, and my sons are they got their own company. They stage houses for Redfin and different real estate companies, and even like right now was this president line and all these inflations, and people can't buy houses, so that market slowed down for my son. My son never stops. He got his trailers and his trucks. They're always doing another hustle. You know what I'm saying? They keep it rolling, and that was from seeing hustle to hustle to, you know?
Yeah, right.
And so what you're talking about is 100% real, you know?
That's a lot of money involved right there when you're talking about, you said staging. And I don't know, you people.
Oh yeah, both of my sons made over 100-some thousand just by staging, but hard work. They're moving.
Yeah.
They were moving like
Refrigerators
7 houses a day. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, they got a
And
team.
boom. They
They got a truck, multiple trucks.
Yeah, and they're unstaging and stay on 7 houses a week. Sorry.
Oh, I'm about to say, yeah, okay.
Yeah, 7 houses a day, that's a lot.
Yeah, the 5 days. Not the week. That's a whole different thing.
But you know what I just thought about, man, for real? I think you have to surround yourself by people that are equally yoked. You know about the word, right? You want to hang around people that got common goals. And I notice I don't hang around, ain't none of my homeboys losers. Ain't nobody I mess with, no loser. Everybody I know, they work, they got a hustle about themselves. You know what I mean? If you the motherfucker be the dude in the crew, I don't mind helping you. I don't mind helping nobody, right? But I'm not going to help a motherfucker that's sitting up there and don't want to help himself.
Yeah, because then you become enabling them.
Yeah.
You become a parent.
Hell yeah, you become a parent. And then I'm going to tell you.
Are you running a label?
Hell no, but that's what happens sometimes. That's why I don't like with artists, because
Oh my God.
you get a grown man, right? That grown man meets you, and you already about to make an investment in just recording him and putting it out. Now he needs you to, man, if you go sign me, well, I need you to take care of me too. It's like that. They ain't my family.
Well, see, now that you mention that, going into that field, that's what they used to do back in the day. They'll put you in an apartment, they'll pay your bills, because they kind of taking care of you because you their responsibility as an artist.
You talking about some artists that are actually going to do the shows and going to
No. I mean, 80s and 90s, you
they
hear,
gotta make their money.
yeah, they'll put you up in an apartment because they kind of protecting your investment. Say, for instance, you about to sign me, you really believe in me, but I live in the hood. You're like, you know what? We got to get you up out of here because you my investor. I can't have nothing happen to you. So I'm gonna put you on Sunset and Gower somewhere over
all
there.
that, man, and you know what you still hear? Cries.
He robbed me, because you know what people never
Robbed
think
me.
about, Royal? They never think about the whole time when you give them, hey, man, I need to pay my rent. And you sending them $1,500. Oh, I need to pay for this. It's always a big emergency. When you got a motherfucker, that's why I don't
They'll
want to
call
be.
you 500 times.
I don't want to be responsible for no motherfucker. That's why I don't sign. I'm not interested in giving nobody no deals. You know why? Because all their problems all of a sudden become yours. And it's like the most, I say, man, these niggas I know got the worst luck in the world. They always, oh man, this
life or
person
death.
done died.
You know what I
This
mean?
person done died. And they'll blow your ass up at 8 o'clock at night, you with your family, and then act like you own something.
Yeah.
You be like, well, you just got paid.
Hey, still, even the worst. Sometimes you got to bail a motherfucker out of jail for some dumb.
That ain't the worst.
Oh no?
No, there's sometimes you could get someone to help them get a car. Next thing you know, and you paid them that month. A couple months later, the car's in repo, and you got to get that out. Or they owe someone in the hood taking their car for a joyride, and you got to go get their car back because the hood's calling you. And I've had artists, I bought them a car, and the hood called me.
I'm laughing because you bringing back memories with this dude.
I got the hood calling me going, hey, homie, why you buy this motherfucking car, but you
Finally
didn't give
tell
no
some
gas
stories,
money?
man. Man,
You know
tell
what I
some
mean?
stories. You ain't got-
Hey,
Why is your car better than his?
Look, that's why I'm laughing because when you said people, hey, he owe me money, I got it. That's why
I stopped buying artist cars.
Oh
Stopped that
man.
stuff. I said, man.
Oh,
I
you
give
was
the
buying
money
them
for-
cars.
Well, you know,
You was helping them out by getting them whip.
well, first of all, you know, a lot of artists don't have, first they don't got the money to get the down payment, right?
Right.
And then they really don't got no credit. So being a dumbass, trying to make your label run smoothly and everyone happy, and if I had a car,
Which is
man,
impossible to do.
yeah,
Yeah, it's very
I had a
impossible.
car, man, I could come to the studio. You don't gotta pick me up, and I could make sure this and that happens. And if you need me to take any CDs to this place, I could do it. And you know what I mean? I could pick up the homie on the way. Then you get the car and all that. Well, how much you gonna pay me? You want me to take these CDs? Yeah, homie, where's you made $400? Drop it off my CDs over there. Where's? Oh, well, I needed that. You know what I mean? Like,
Whoa.
you know, all kind of. So, I just
Sounds like a headache to me.
when all my problems happened was this stuff. I could have signed so many orders. I got so many orders hitting me like crazy, and they just turned me off. I got artists call me, "Hey, homie, I could bring back your label. I said, bro, help yourself. Don't worry about me. You know what I mean? Like, do your thing. And
Don't do me no favors.
yeah, these guys all of a sudden they think they got the master plan. Like,
Who are some of them artists?
just unknown new dudes that think they rap hot. They got a song, 3 of the homies like it, and they think they're the greatest.
Hey, fine,
Hey, they might have beat up 4 or 5 homies in the hood, so they think they're real, and this and that, and it's just a nightmare, homie. So I stopped signing. Then I like actually dealing with artists. Like my old artists are now all coming back. The ones that are they're smarter. They learned. They learned the business. I've actually had a couple artists put out their own product. And that was the most beautiful thing.
They got the first-hand experience.
They got to see that today's streaming and all that stuff is garbage. You know, Snoop said the best thing the other day. He said, man, what's up with Spotify and all these people, man? 1 + 1 = 2. Why you can't tell us what we're getting paid? How the can you have 1 billion streams and not make $1 million?
Yeah.
1 million streams is like only $4,000.
Yeah, they
It costs you like 20,000 in promotion and music videos to get 1 million streams. So you automatically lost.
Glad I'm not a rapper.
Yeah, I'm a single rapper or dancer. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I didn't think I gotta live. I need more money than that and quicker, faster than that. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Hey, you know what though?
Math ain't right though.
A lot of artists in Mexico have been murdered for all this stuff because when the game changed, I don't want to say, when the game changed and those same people took us to digital, used to learn to rob the music business. Now they came back in digital format.
Right.
A lot of Mexican artists in Mexico, they were borrowing a lot of money for the cartel because back then you used to make real money.
Right.
So you borrowed 50 grand, you could pay that back. Now these dudes, they borrow 50 grand. Oh, we're gonna put this video, we're gonna do this. They get back a check for $150, or you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait.
Now you got a couple cartels looking for you. That's
a bad situation to be in.
that was happening like
Well,
from 2000.
you know, speaking of extortion, they saying the state has spent nearly $10 billion and provided services to more than 571,000 people. $10 billion is a lot of money. Where is that money going to? All that money can't
Man,
be going
all
to
these
the
dudes up on
security
top,
situation.
they work government jobs. Government job, even a president, now they just barely raise it, makes 400,000. That for how they're living, you know, I don't want to get into.
Man.
I could break down politics crazy, but I don't want to. You guys are gonna cry, and I'll just say this.
Man, I feel like shedding some
Okay,
tears.
I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this.
I ain't gonna be able to do
Obama lived in an apartment in Chicago, running the thing before he became president. Okay, when he left the presidency, he bought like $8 million to $35 million in houses. He only made $400,000 a year. $400,000 a year for 8 years is 3.2.
Well, you got to remember all his
What was
external
that?
income. You got to remember the presidents write books. They do all kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure they getting paid in other ways too.
that. That get paid for appearances.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that.
But then, you know, I think all
Real quick, I want to ask y'all what y'all think. You know, Newsom's ass, he refused to back the reparation thing. What's crazy, he's the one that put the task force.
Bruce failed to what now?
He turned on the whole thing about reparations for black people. You know the funny thing about
bill?
Newsom? Yeah, check this out. The funny thing about Newsom,
He brought it up.
that's what I'm saying. He's the one that brings this up and goes and puts this panel together, right? Only to tell them, well, I don't want to do it because I'm going to tell you why it was all cap. He never had no intentions because he couldn't do it. If them people would have came back and said, yeah, okay, we're going to put out the vote to all the California citizens of California to vote for reparations, how the you going to pay for it? First of all, how are you going to pay for
$800
it?
billion. The whole country's trillions in debt. We got this moron up there spending everything on
So
other
it was all a
countries.
big ass lie from the beginning.
So he did the pump fake.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
the big ass lie. It's
Yeah,
like me
yeah,
inviting
yeah.
y'all all
He
out
thought
for pizza.
maybe Biden would have died by now or got impeached by now, and he thought that he was going to be the man.
If
You know
that
what I
is
mean?
true, if that whatever who you read that source, information is true to find to be valid, that he need to be ran out of office.
I don't know who voted for him last time. They,
Yeah,
but
no,
they probably
no,
bring him
Our
back.
gun laws goofy as hell out here, because you know what it is, Fonby? What's funny, like you said something earlier, a person in the street is not going to Dick's Sporting Goods to go buy no 12 gauge or wherever to go buy a pistol, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to the arms store to go buy an firearm, right? They going in the hood. Give me that 380 right there. Give me this Glock right here.
Well, I ain't saying they all going in the hood. They going
Well, if you
somewhere.
want to talk
get it.
about guns, that's the dumbest conversation. Not your conversation. Conversation of stopping guns. They've already sold more guns than there is people in the United States. So if you stop the guns, only the good people that try to protect themselves and their stuff aren't gonna have guns. So it's like the dumbest thing because you're gonna get robbed. The hood ain't giving up guns.
Yeah, for sure. Well, California at one point upon a time, and I think it was in the '60s. I think Reagan was about to run. We did a show about it. Reagan was running for office for governor.
Mm-hmm.
The actor Ronald Reagan, and there was this dude. I forgot his name. Hoffa. I think it's Hoffa, not like Hoffa.
The guy they killed?
No, This guy, another name named Hoffa. If I'm correct, that's his name. He didn't like to see the Black Panthers with guns.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the state capitol.
But they could because
Yeah, it was legal then.
Yeah.
And so he rallied up the troops and created the bill to get them. And then Reagan, I think Reagan was the one that endorsed it, Ronald Reagan. And that's when California no longer you couldn't bear arms.
You know who's gonna
weapons
cry
anymore.
if they
Unless,
actually
unless you had to go get the license and all that.
if they actually passed this gun stuff that they Democrats
never
been talking
do it.
about.
They'll
You know who
never
would
do it.
cry? The Democrats when they're getting all their house ran through and the homies coming through strapped up. They're gonna be the first. We can't get guns.
Because now you're taking all the guns from the legal motherfuckers. Even to go buy some bullets, dog, you got to go through some changes. You like, goddamn. If you do got a conflict, you gonna be dead trying to, and then they
Las
want you to
Vegas.
ride. And then they want you to ride with your gun. The gun has to be locked up, and the clip has to be somewhere out the thing. So if God forbid a motherfucker shoot popping at your car, you gonna tell him, hold up, homie, let me go unlock this box and do this. Man, that I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6, my nigga.
And so that topic is
Well, unless you're a felon that can't have any guns.
Yeah, we're fellas. We don't have guns. It's fellas, yeah.
so anyways.
Tom Blues,
That's the
yeah.
that Newsom's a joke, man.
Nah, Hollywood is a trip, man. And almost all the politicians now are now.
I don't want to, because that's why he wanted to bring up the reparations. Because we were joking about,
No, that's not why. I just said, I just got that sent to me.
Okay, well the reparations, it wasn't gonna happen anyways, homie, because me and my Mexicans were gonna sue. Because first of all, you stole our land. This wasn't a slave state, but we were the slaves here.
Okay.
And we're still the slaves right now.
Okay.
They've been raping little girls, but they're finding all my Mexicans.
Hold on, you want to clarify who been doing what? Because it sounds like you just said black people stole some land and did some shit.
No, I said it wasn't a slave state. The white man, United States, stole Mexico right here, and they're gonna say people are gonna think they're smart. And they're gonna be like, they sold it. No,
That shouldn't negate us from getting no paper. Don't hate if they go give some black people some reparations.
Oh, I'm not mad.
but-
I'm just saying, but who got to get paid first is the people who this land was. I didn't give up my pink. My family didn't give up their pink slips or
Most of them,
land.
most of them was the Native
Educate me a little
Americans.
bit, but didn't
Aztec. Yeah.
but didn't they
But
sell?
I'm gonna tell you,
wasn't the land sold?
let me tell you, they sold it.
Yeah, there was
You
some
kill a few
trickeration.
families in front of everybody,
Yeah, there was some
and you
trickeration.
say we're gonna
man.
give you this money, and you're like, okay, senor.
Of course.
Yeah. So don't believe the hype. You know what I mean?
Well, the United States always looks out for people. They did it for the Japanese when we bombed them in the part when we went to war with them. They let the fugitives come over here and live, and they gave them low interest rates on loans. They do it to every
Same thing with Arabs.
Yeah, they do it with every country
Well,
that the United States get into
what
it.
it was
Every country the United States gets into it with. We bombed you or we pillaged your village. We'll bring some of your people over and we drop them and give them county and give them SSI and give them low interest rate. They do it all the time.
Yeah, this is
everybody.
right
They
here.
didn't do nothing for Mexico.
It's called the Treaty of
They
Guadalupe.
in the process. Right
Treaty
now.
of Guadalupe?
It's called the Treaty of Guadalupe, Hidalgo. The treaty signed on February 2nd, 1848 ended the war between the United States and Mexico. By its terms, Mexico ceded 55% of its territory, including the present-day states of California, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, most of Arizona and Colorado, and parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, and
Texas.
Wyoming. What that was is they sound like it was a war, and they pretty much just gangstered this way.
Yeah.
That's how the United States
That's what I was
always
trying
made
to
out.
tell
They
you.
get it from they get it from the UK. UK got it from the Vikings. That's what it all is, man.
Well, that's what
it is.
Back
That's
to
what
what
it
we're
is.
talking. If you guys ever, because I'll never vote that way, but if you guys ever vote these guns out, just remember, China and everyone else will love to come here and start a war on our land because they'll know we don't have that many guns.
And that's the whole
You know
purpose
what I
of
mean?
Yeah,
Weaken
I
ourselves.
Vote. I'm an active vote. I do vote. I don't think I'll never be voting against guns.
Yeah, never vote against guns because guns
You don't
keeps
need
the
them.
world going around. Keeps the
don't need
government little cautious.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you know, I'm sorry that some idiots get the guns. You know,
Oh, yeah.
It's just like the smart cars. Smart cars are doing more wreck than the other cars are doing
Yeah,
more.
people that are voting for that dumb shit.
Yeah.
Well, you
the
know
dumbest
what? It's
all
just-
that,
I'm sorry.
That's
Go ahead,
deucing
Roy.
with that's
all the
deucing with
parts
that.
of all you people buying electric cars, and you're wearing high heel boots. Hello, Cool J line up there. But all that minerals to make a battery is from China. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. No, they're the ones that build the batteries.
For the electric cars.
Yeah, for the electric car. We don't make nothing of it. So, and then these batteries, they don't last like barely 5 years at the most. And what are we gonna do with all these chemicals and batteries and metal and garbage? Like it's
They're
just
going to have to figure it out. They're going to
Man.
figure it out soon. So.
man. And then our electric. I remember all summer because I gotta watch out when you buy solar, man. I got the biggest system. I got 46 panels, and I'm still paying $500 a month on electric. Man, it's unbelievable. And then they send us a letter. If you got an electric car, don't charge it all summer. You can't. California, the grid's not meant for these cars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because that's why I said he created this bill, and then we told me he had rolled in black out where I live, but you know
Yeah.
how it is over there.
And then
they got the electrical things in the parking stalls.
my cousin owns
You
a
can't-
bunch
you
of
can't plug-
semis, and the electric semi that they're supposed to, they want to switch it, going to make it mandatory. It takes more electricity to charge a semi, the big old thing, as much as big parts of LA, like
Damn.
households. So how are they going to build this stuff? It makes no damn sense.
All right, so now I just found this out.
Go ahead.
San Francisco just passed a program called GIFT. Now, this program is going to give trans people living in the city $1,200 a month for up to 18 months
Why?
because they're trans people.
When
So,
they cut,
I mean, hold on,
it's going to hurt for that long time.
what do you mean? What do you mean trans? Are you talking about transients?
no,
No.
not transients. I'm talking about transsexual human beings.
Yeah, we cut. We already.
No,
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.